smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter. Mixed in transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match. Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter. Mixed in transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match. The perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match. The perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Keeps a positive spin while Kate's doing the Mickey Hazard name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let you stop rubbing, or she's flip flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match. Kate and Jim getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter. Mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match. The perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match. The perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jim always keeps a positive spin while Kate's doing the Mickey Hazard name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Perfect match. Kate and Jim getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter. Mix and transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match. The perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match. The perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jim always keeps a positive spin while Kate's doing the Mickey Hazard name dropping. Gets you out of the blue and let you stop rubbing, or she's flip flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Always keeps a positive spin while Kate's doing the Mickey Hazard name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip flopping. Hell, this place is popping.
Welcome back to the channel, to Kate and Jimbo. We're here, we're live. It's Wednesday the 30th, the last day of April. Bloody hell, how quick is this year going? And we're here to talk about whatever we feel like talking about, really. But in particular, the first leg of the semi-final of Tottenham Hotspur versus Bodo Glimt, which obviously kicks off tomorrow. Jimbo, how are you diddly doodling?
I'm doing good, thank you, darling.
Good. The sun's shining.
Looking forward to tomorrow.
It's a beautiful day, and I've had a very productive morning going to get the car washed, going to the post office, taking Will to get his hair cut. It's all been very productive and all done by 12 o'clock. So can't say fairer than that. But yeah, I hope everybody and everybody is enjoying the sunshine. It's meant to be a mini heat wave all over the UK. So hopefully everyone's enjoying it. We've got Shemtan in the house saying, good afternoon, Princess Kate and Sir Jimbo. Hope you're both well and enjoying the lovely weather. It is beautiful. A sign of things to come. I am already wishing I had an air conditioning unit, I must admit. We've got Jane Ketley here as well, saying afternoon to you. When I first saw that, it said John Ketley, and I was thinking John Ketley is a weatherman, and so is Michael Fish. That's what we said. We've got Lee Stafer from Lee Stafer TV here as well. I'm wondering whether any Arsenal fans will turn up today after they went down 1-0 at home to PSG in their first leg of the semi-final of the Champions League last night. Jimbo, we watched the game. What did you think of it?
Well, I think there should have been 3 or 4, but I mean, saying that, PSG keeper done 2 really good world-class saves. So it could have been 4-2, but at the end of the day, they bottled it again, didn't they? I mean, they just weren't there, were they? They weren't at the races.
No.
Odegaard was non-existent. The only one for me that really stood out was Saka.
I thought Declan Rice did okay.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Odegaard's not been great since he's come back from injury. He sort of goes to guarding again. I've just seen what Jane said. They sang that to my husband at school. I do remember that song, you see, many, many moons ago.
They missed Partey, didn't they?
Massively
Yeah.
missed Conte. I think PSG were annoyingly not very clinical. Otherwise, this tie could have been dead
Yeah.
and buried. I think they've
Well,
left the
let's
door.
be honest, Kate. Let's be honest. It's dead and buried anyway, isn't it? Because they bottled it, and they're bottling it again because that's what they're known for, bottling. So
I'm not saying anything because I'm not tempting the football gods into letting them win.
it's nothing to
So
do with the
I'm
football gods, Kate. It's nothing to do with the football gods. It's to do with Arsenal. They like to come second, right? And they just haven't got that big match mentality anymore like they used to have. It's just a fact. I'm not being horrible. They haven't got it anymore. You know, it comes to a big match.
big up, Leo, my homie. Hope you're doing well. Bet you're glad to be back with your family. Do you know what? It's hard to disagree, but they are only literally 3 games away from lifting the Champions League. So
No, Kate,
no, not
they're
even 3. 2 games, isn't it? 2
no,
games.
they're one game. They're one game from going back home.
I just think that the fact it was only 1-0 to PSG, they have left the tie on a knife edge, and it could have easily have been 3, 4, 5 on the day. But look, we'll see. They've got such a good team. I hope and pray with everything I've got that they beat Arsenal convincingly at the what is it? The player the what I don't know. I can't remember what their stadium's called, but there. And obviously, Luis Enrique is a little. I've got a soft spot for him after his story about him losing their daughter when they were 9. So I really hope that they can win the Champions League, PSG. But obviously tonight you've got Barcelona playing Inter Milan. I think people are underestimating Inter Milan, although I do expect Barcelona to go through. Do you agree, Jim?
100%. I said to you, didn't I? Way back in the tournament, that Inter Milan are dark horses. They definitely got a chance. They're very hard. If you watch them play, they're a very hard team to beat, Kate. Yeah, it's going to be.
I agree.
I expect Barcelona maybe to go through, but it's going to be a hard game. It wouldn't surprise me if Barcelona lost, not at all.
No, but I think looking at it, I would feel better if Barcelona were playing Arsenal than if Inter Milan were playing Arsenal. But then I don't want to do them an injustice by saying that. So, and anyway, we've got to assume that Arsenal do get past PSG, which, like I say, at the minute, the door is still open for them. But anyone who watched that game will see just how good PSG are. And I think it's quite a tall order to go to their place and beat them when they've got a 1-0 advantage already. I think it's quite tall to go there and beat them if they were 0-0. So, but big up, Jose. Good to see you. Hope you're well and enjoying the sunshine.
Indeed.
Sorry, dancers here as well. Good to see you. Sorry, I've got to put a bit of that on because my lips are dry. What I will say is there's been a lot of controversy about the atmosphere at Arsenal. Apparently, it was absolutely diabolical. I was listening to Arsenal fans ringing up today on TalkSport and last night on the sports bar, and they were saying there was just no atmosphere. The minute they went 1-0 down, it's like the fans stopped believing. But one guy rang up and said, I don't think they ever actually believed in the first place because they never seemed like they never seemed like they really believed and were behind the team. That they kind of resigned themselves they weren't going to get through. But do you think, I mean, you said, Jimbo, that you think they lack a big match mentality. Big up El Dante for being a member for 11 months. Thank you very much for the support. Yeah, I mean, Highbury was the library and now we've got the empty crates. Do you think the fans now of Arsenal fans are realising that maybe they aren't the force that they were? And I mean, a lot of them were already calling for Arteta's head after last night. Do you think that they're resigned to the fact this guy is just never going to get them over the line? Or
well, look, it's like any club, Kate. If you get into what's the word? A routine, right?
Oh, routine.
A rut routine. Yeah. If you get into a rut where you just can't get over the line, right? Every time you get to that place where if you get over the line, you're going to get to the spoils. All right, Paul. and you keep bottling it, every time you get there, you're not going to have the confidence, are you? You know,
Yeah.
and they've been under Arteta 5-6 years now, I think, isn't it? 6 years,
No,
and they
it's
won the
5.
FA. Is it? I thought it was 6, but anyway, they won the FA Cup in the beginning when he first took over, and people say it wasn't his team. It was his team because he took it over, so they were his team, and ever since then, you know, they just bottled it, and they won nothing. Keep getting close, bottle it. Keep getting close, bottle it. Keep getting close, bottle it. So when you get to a quarter final against a big club like PSG, they're not going to be sitting there thinking, "Yeah, we can win this." They're going to think we're
Semi-final.
going to semi-final. Sorry, they're going to think, "Yeah, we're going to bottle it," and that's exactly what they did.
But as Jason Cundy very rightly said on TalkSport last night, they got to the semi-finals by beating Real Madrid, which are a powerhouse in the Champions League. So their confidence should be up here. And they said 2 weeks ago, all the Arsenal fans were ringing in saying, we're going to win the Champions League, no doubt about it. And now they're all ringing in going, Arteta's got to go, we're rubbish, we're this, we're that. I mean, I don't even think PSG played that well last night. I don't think they got out of third gear. But I just think Arsenal just didn't have a clue. They looked completely clueless about to deal with them. The way they cut through the midfield, some of the balls that they played in were just, I mean, I love watching PSG play. I think they are phenomenal. That Kratislav, or whatever his name is, I can't say his name, the number 7 for them, is probably the best player in the world, or one of the best players in the world right now. And I just think Arsenal couldn't handle their press. And it was just, I don't know, they just didn't look like they knew what they were doing. Can I just say a massive big up to Paul G and El Dante, both of you, for being members. Listen, I know that we've been very, what's the word?
Sparse.
Missing in action. Yeah, with our content. It's a mixture of two things. Number one, we've been incredibly busy. But number two, this season's been so painful. For my own mental health, this is a fact. I'm really struggling to find things to talk about because it's been so painful. But we will try and do it when we can. But even today was a bit of a struggle. Jim was like, no, come on, we'll do it. We're going to do a show and you'll feel better once you've done it. But I find it really difficult. I mean, even more difficult is going on We Are Tottenham TV every week to try and do a pump up. But look, I just appreciate everyone that's not unsubscribing and still got memberships. We have got an auction coming up. Mickey has sent me 5 pictures that I think will be here tomorrow. We've got Pochettino in there. We've got Mickey Hazard in there. We've got a picture of Ledley, Mabbott and Roberts. We've got a Kulu one, I think, in there that we will be auctioning off a legend on the bench as well.
Got an Arsenal one for the Gooners.
Yeah, we've got a Wiltshire as well.
Man United one for the Man United.
Yeah, and I will sort out a members giveaway, I think. If I sort one out for the end of May, because people that have stood by us deserve a little thank you. So everyone that's a member, but come the end of May, will go to a giveaway to win something signed. I'll get something sorted out, depending who wins. If it's obviously a Tottenham fan, we'll get you something signed by us.
Yeah, we'll send you the Jack Wilshere one so you can play darts with it.
Yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to say thank you because I know that it's frustrating, but it has been really challenging to come on and be happy and upbeat when the season has just been so bad. Paul Rowland, afternoon to you. It said, can just see the irony of Ange having the last laugh. We're sort of, I mean, even if we win the Europa League, he is having the last laugh to an extent because it's what he said he'd do.
Let him have the last laugh, as long as he brings us a trophy.
This season has been abysmal. I never, ever, 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 ever want to see anything like this again. It's just, I've never felt so disconnected from Spurs in my life. But yeah, we did see Sonny. I think he missed one training session, so I'm not sure if he'll be playing tomorrow. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure if that's a bad thing if he misses the game, because when we played without him, we haven't really looked like we're missing him. I mean, Jim, is that wrong for me to say that?
No, I mean, in the Europa League, when we never had him, we played well. But look, Sonny's the type of player that if he turns up, he's going to make a difference. but he hasn't turned up enough this season, you know, and it
Yeah.
might be because he had a foot injury. I'm not going to start making any excuses because I think we've made enough excuses this season. But yeah, if Sonny turns up, he makes a difference, Kate. You know, we know how good he can be, and he has turned up some games, which has made the difference. But some games he's not even he's not been there at all. So this might do him good and might do us good.
Angus says we just didn't turn up. We need to play a hell of a lot better second leg, and it's not over yet. Thankfully, all to play for. Completely agree with that. But I think going away to PSG, they've got a very what's the word? The atmosphere is very hostile. They've got a very big following, PSG, and Arsenal have got to go there already 1-0 down. It's a big. I know it's only a goal, so it's not a massive hill to climb. I just don't know if Arsenal have got it in their locker to come back from that. But look, we'll see. As I said, they're lucky.
The only thing in Arsenal's locker is a bottle, and that's going to come back out against PSG, and it's going to be
Jim's on one today. Big up, Daniel. Hope you're well. Changed his name to Daniel90. # Ange the pub manager. Big up, El Dante says, Kate, most important thing's health. You have no apologies or excuses needed. We support you and get behind you. Wish you and Jim always the best. Thank you. And I do, though, because I know that you like we should be producing more shows, but it's just very difficult when it's just been such a crap season. But we will get there together. Big up, Yusuf. Congratulations to Liverpool winning the league. Very, very impressive performance against a very poor Spurs side. But yeah, by far the best team in the league this season, without question. So congratulations, Yusuf. Says, I mean, you could win the Europa and your next door neighbours are about to get knocked out. I mean, there is that. The silent violence forever says, big up the host in the chat. Respect from Trinidad and Tobago. Big up to you. I mean, we say it's sunny here, but it's absolutely beautiful there. That ain't a miss. Sonny is terrible now. I'm not sentimental. It's 2025. Yeah, I'm not particularly bothered whether Sonny is ready or not. I just hope he travels. I think as captain, he should travel with the team. But I'm not really bothered.
The thing is, Kate, if he's not fit, we're not all going to be going, oh, my God. It's not like when we had Kane and he weren't fit. We were going, oh, my God. It's not like that with Sonny no more, is it?
Yeah. We can do it. It's not impossible. They haven't got the minerals, says Paul. Missing Partey was a massive miss. Angus, I'd never forgive him if he was my player because that yellow card he got to miss that game was pathetic. To be fair, Villa took PSG to the limit. They're the best team I've seen play against them. I mean, I thought, Jim said at one point they're going to do this. Villa were going to do this. They were so unlucky. But all this Arsenal were going, oh, but we always beat PSG. We've beat them earlier in the season. They had 3 of their best players missing. Now you see the real PSG. And believe me, I don't think they got out of third gear yesterday.
That's the thing with football, Kate. That's the thing with football. You know, you can beat a team 5, 6, 7 times on a row, right? But then there's a game they're going to turn up and beat you. And that's why I never look and think, like, if we play Man United straight in the final, we've beat them 3 times this season. I'm not going to sit here thinking, yeah, we're going to beat them because we've beat them 3 times. It don't work like that in football.
Yeah. Angus is saying, all I'm saying is beat Bodo, don't bottle it. Look, I haven't said anything disrespectful about Arsenal. Jim's been giving it, I must admit, this morning.
But look, we'll be playing tomorrow, so we'll see if we bottle it or not. But you played yesterday and you bottled it. So
we're 2 years into a project with a terrible manager. You're 5 years into a project with Pep's protege. That's all I'm going to say. And you've spent £800 million to get there. Just saying. Daniel says PSG only hit 4 goals against City in Paris and 3 goals against Villa in Paris. But yeah, Arsenal all good. Beyond 72 says, bonjour. Can you tell me where to find the library? Yeah, you go down to the empty crates. You'll find one there. Apparently, Arsenal are going to play football on the moon next season because that's got no atmosphere either. Daniel says, I'm quite happy to admit I'm wrong about PSG and Kate got it right. I called French the Farmers League and they proved me wrong big time. Daniel, it wasn't just you. The disrespect on the football terrace that I got, not just to me, but about PSG. And now they're all saying, oh, they're such a good team. It's like, well, yeah, if you watched them and read about them and looked at what they're doing, you can see that they're a really good team. It should have been at least 2 or 3-0.
Well, look, I've been giving Arsenal stick, but let's be fair, right? Their keeper did 2 world-class saves. So it could have been 4-2. If they had scored the ones they should have scored, it would have been something like 4 or 5-2. So
I think they should have had
they got away with 1-0.
I think PSG should have had at least a 2-goal cushion going into the second leg. I think that's fair to say.
But they don't need it, Kate. They could have gone there and it'd been 0-0. Arsenal won't beat them in their house. Can't see it.
Angus, the fact you weren't clinical brings up the age-old question of why Arsenal will not buy a striker. We said it last season and we're saying at the end of this season, you've just watched Liverpool win the league. If you had a striker, maybe you would have won the league. I don't understand what the board are doing, why they're not bringing someone in. Patriot says either way, they're getting smashed by Barcelona in the final once again. Yeah, that's why I'd rather Barca go through than Inter because I think they will beat Arsenal. I think Arsenal will have a bit of a mental thing that says to them they've been beaten before they even kick a ball against Barcelona. The Bodo away leg I'm worried about. Well, hopefully we will have a nice cushion by then. Jim, can you hear the dogs barking?
No.
Yeah, they're going mad. I'm predicting that we will win tomorrow. So I will do the score predictions. Obviously, we will do the pre-match pump-up as well. But, yeah, I think we'll have a bit of a lead going into the away leg with any luck. Let's be honest, PSG finished that off on the first leg. Barcola and Ramos should have finished this tie off, yeah. Their players are just Barcola, Hakimi, the one that's a number 7. Just there's so many just phenomenal players they've got at their disposal. And Dembele, they're a very, very good side. Brad said it's all in the mind and PSG looks so confident and Arsenal look a tiny bit less confident. They look the same in strength, but with PSG at home, I think they're the favourites. Oh, 100%. I agree. 100%. I have raves about Vara for 3 to 4 years now, saying how good he is. He's incredible. One of those I really wish we'd tried. I think he is probably in the top 3 players in the world right now. He can do everything. He is unbelievable. He really is a wonderful player. Martinelli should have scored, I agree, but I don't believe that the Marino goal should have stood. Not at all. But Martinelli should have definitely scored. I don't rate him that highly, you want to know the truth, Martinelli. If PSG score first in the second leg, it's curtains. Oh, look, Jasper's decided to take Jim's place as the co-host today. And I've got Bonnie up here. Hello, Bonnie. Come and say hello to everyone. Come and say hello. Say hello, everyone. Say hello. Say hello, everyone. Hi, Bonnie.
Come on,
Good. We are bigger fish to fry at FC. Yes, every season's the same. This summer we're going to buy a striker. I've got a feeling I heard that last summer, but you know, let's see. Oh, look at that, Bonnie. PSG have recruited the right way, not going for big names that can't play together. That's what was their downfall. Was they had so many egos, sorry, and they just weren't gelling. Whereas he's bought a team of relatively unknown kind of players and made them into a fantastic team. Desiree Doué is a future Ballon d'Or winner. Yeah, he's a fantastic player.
Who's the other guy they got? I can never pronounce his name. He's phenomenal.
Kvaratskhelia, number 7, I call him.
Oh, he's so good.
I said he's got to be in the top 3 players in the world, I would say.
He's outstanding, and he makes everything look so easy.
Yeah. Then we've got Daniel saying, Kate, football's written in a script at times. Mbappe joins PSG to win Champions League. They don't. He leaves to go Real Madrid, and then PSG win the Champions League first season after he leaves. Yeah, see, this is where the football gods come into it. What story that'll be. Doué looks very special. Hard to win stuff with stupid players. Not over yet, but falling short is clearly at the back of everyone's minds at Arsenal. We had that with Poch. Yeah, that's why I always say that when I say Tottenham and Arsenal are similar, I don't mean levels because we're 17th, they're second. I mean the mentality of the club is very similar. They're nearly men. That's how I mean. And the fans are always moaning about the same things we are. We don't invest enough. We didn't buy this player. We're that. PSG's front line's unreal. Yes,
The
it
whole
is.
team's unreal, Kate. If you watch the way they pass the ball, right, they thread it through the eye of a needle. They're just so good. They know where each other is. Their passing is, back to front. It's just so quick. They're just so good, and and the good thing about them as well is when they were 1-0 up, they controlled the game. There was 20 minutes where Arsenal was really in it, but the rest of it, they just controlled the game so easy. They're a phenomenal team, And I was like when you said about them, because I'd never really watched them, but obviously you do a lot more studying than me because you go on a lot of big shows.
Yeah.
I didn't have a clue how good they were until you told me.
No, I think everyone just told PSG with that brush of there's just a load of superstars and they're never going to do anything. But you could just see, I think Enrique deserves so much credit for what he's done. Angus being a little bit bitter and twisted here, saying,
"Look, Angus, they did the automatic lines and he was offside by a mile. It wasn't even close. If it's like a toe, I'd be saying to you, it's so harsh." Right.
If you listen to Mark Clattenburg, he said, as the Arsenal players are coming back from the onside position, when Declan Rice takes the free kick, as the players got back onto an onside position, what we've got to remember is Marino doesn't have to be in an offside position. If those players were blocking the defender's ability to play the ball, it would be given offside, and that will be why it was subjective. So there you go. It is what it is.
Hey,
Trust me when
What did I say to you when he scored? What was the first thing I said to you?
That's offside.
Yeah.
And trust me when I say Arsenal get their run of the green as well. It is ifs, buts, and monkey nuts, and it is what's the word? It does even itself out. And for me, that was offside. There we go.
He went back onside, but it was too late. The ball had been kicked. As soon as that ball's kicked.
Yeah, Tottenham need to get Bonnie because she is a winner. They need to get Bonnie instead of that bloody, not like Arsenal, win the dog that couldn't win an argument. The depth in PSG front line is actually crazy. Mind you, I'm saying win the dog. It's been rehomed anyway. They've got a new pet, as stated in one of my videos. This is the new pet, Segundo, the groundhog. Because as we know, every day is Groundhog Day for Arsenal, and Segundo is Spanish for second. So this is Arsenal's new pet. Hi, Segundo. So there we go. Poor old win the dog. It's been rehomed to probably to Man City or somewhere where it will actually win something. Patriot says Ballon d'Or don't matter anyway. It's rigged. I agree with that. PSG midfield is so good. The depth in their front line, they're just brilliant all over the park. They're incredible and they're so dangerous. You see them get the ball anywhere on the pitch and then you think, oh my God, because they're so quick. And like Jim said, they can put the ball on a sixpence. Kavakaret, I can't say his name.
That tackled the PSG come back and he tackled, I can't remember who it was. I think it was who's the player you don't like? Their striker.
I don't like any of them.
Arsenal striker, you don't rate
Trossard?
Oh?
No, it's not Trossard because I rate Trossard.
No, the other one.
Who?
You just mentioned his name a minute ago. I heard you when I was out
there.
Yeah,
Martinelli, the winger.
Yeah, I think it was him. And the guy come back and tackled him. Oh, my God. That was a sure goal. What a tackle that was.
George says, pretty sure can get past Bodø, but can't see us winning it. Yeah, look, who knows? Who knows what will happen? As I say, whatever will be, will be. If PSG win it, I'll buy myself a prawn cocktail. Imposter no clue sacked surely if we lose this. Please God and on everything that's holy, he gets sacked very soon. Can you imagine Postecoglou facing PSG? Bestie goes back to playing Ross County and Kilmarnock. Big Pants, we would get torn to shreds. Can you even imagine? Big up Dermo. We're not actually over for the Palace game. Let me just see when that is. Is that the weekend of my birthday? Yeah, I'm actually having a birthday party barbecue with our Greek family. So we won't be there, I'm afraid. Plus, I've got labyrinthitis at the minute. So I keep getting dizzy spells, so I can't really drive. So we're not going to be at a game. Mickey asked me today if we was going to be at a game this season, but it's not going to happen. We've got so much going on. But I will show you. I will definitely see you, or we will definitely see you next season, Durham, for sure. I'll be honest, Jimbo, I know my football mate, and I completely wrote off PSG a while back. What a muppet I look. Not at all. It's not being a muppet. And I know I was winding everyone up, saying, oh, I was right. But I think it was a lot of people didn't realise what they were doing at PSG. But look, it's good. They're exciting to watch. I like watching them play. I think they're brilliant to watch. Well, I can only report the news, and Groundhog is the new Arsenal pet. Big up, Lisa. Hope you're well. Good to see you, my darling. And come on, you Spurs. Think Inter can get a draw tonight. Is it at Barca or Inter tonight? It is at.
I think it's Barca, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I think that's a big call. I think Barcelona win it tonight, 2 or 3-1. David Clark says, picking my dog's ashes up today to bring him home, so Spurs aren't on my mind at the moment. Great show, though. David, I hear you. They've not really been on my mind a lot. I was explaining that it's been quite difficult to get the motivation to do any shows because Tottenham is so bad and we've got a lot going on. But thinking of you, it's horrible when you lose a pet. I mean, it really is. So, thinking of you. Big up Joey Barton says, hope it rains.
For your barbecue. Doesn't matter. He's got all covers in the garden in his house. He's spectacular. So if we have it in the house, it won't be a big deal.
Yeah, Joey. Always has to come in and put a dampener on
I do
everything.
think that Solanke scored again. I think
he did.
Yeah.
I think he only needs one more, doesn't he?
Yeah, he needs one more. Yeah, we get that by the end of the season.
Make it rain, Joey. Make it rain. Big up, Kate, Jim, and everyone. Big up, Philly. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Jim's nothing is a sure goal with Martinelli, mate. Yeah, this is true.
That's true.
I knew what you meant, Big Pants. I'm the master of typoitis, so I knew you meant PSG. Big up, Spotlight on Spurs. Hope you're well. We're good, thank you. Hope you're well too. What a great bit of news this was, Lisa. Thanks for bringing it up. Lucas Bergvall signed a new long-term contract. Love this kid, and he's only going to get better and better. I believe he signed up till 2031.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, Jim, how important is that we got him tied down?
Massively, because he's such a shining light. He's just a phenomenal player. Puts his heart and soul into it. He's at the beginning of his career. We've got ourselves an absolute little gem there. Joey, can you imagine? Right? Can you imagine if Solanke hadn't got injured, we'd be over the line now, wouldn't we? So, I mean, I think he's been a bit disrespected by a lot of fans.
Massively disrespected by a lot of fans. 100%. Big up, Jess. Hope you're all right, my love. Lucas Bergvall, to me, is one of the best players we've had this season, particularly the second half of the season. People are already going to be looking at him, regardless of what any Arsenal fans say, they will. And to get him tied down, you can say what you like about Levy. But that is an incredible piece of business from him to get him tied down till 2031. And long may he continue lighting up White Hart Lane. That's what I say. Is PSG defence any good? As we know, to attack with no defence, it's kamikaze football. Their defence is good enough.
They got a decent defence, yeah.
2031, yeah. Afternoon, Benji. You should have a card winging its way to you if it's not already there. So happy birthday for tomorrow, my lovely. Are you doing anything nice?
Happy birthday, Ben.
For tomorrow, May Day. My birthday soon as well, I'm just saying. 13th, just saying. Oh, no, Jess has got man flu. Oh, get well soon. Nothing worse. Flu's horrible, so get well soon. Disrespected, or fans were right that he's just not very good based on goal numbers throughout his career. I don't agree with he's just not very good. As a striker, I think you can have an argument, but as a player, I don't think you can, because what he brings to the team is, for me, we miss him when he's not playing so much. And if you can't see that, I don't know what to say. But I agree he should score more goals.
But he still chipped in, Kate. He's got 14, and he was out for a couple of months. So let's not. That's in this day and age. If you've got 3 or 4 players that are knocking between 10 and 20 goals in a season, you know, which we've got this season, it's not bad, is it?
Listen, I think, Joey, I can understand the argument, but you know what? He's playing under a really shit manager. I think we're not seeing the best of any of our players. That's why I'm excited about Bergvall, because I don't think we're even seeing the best of him. Look, Ben's just said exactly the same thing. I cannot rate him until he has a decent coaching system. Exactly that, Ben. Luca's consistently getting better as the season went along, while others were very inconsistent. Yeah, good luck to Spurs tomorrow. Thanks, Jess. We need all the luck we can get. I mean, Jimbo, this is such an important first leg. We need to get a minimum, in my opinion, of a 2-goal cushion before we go away to there. Are you feeling confident?
Yeah, very, very confident. I don't know if you want to know what I think the score will be.
We will do that. We will do. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I don't know a thing about Bodo Glimt. I'd be lying if I said I knew anything about them.
I was talking to Johnny on X, and he told me of the players they've got out. They've got a lot of their top players out, and they've just had another one. Their last game, he said, walked off with a boot on. So he's gone. He's got a boot on his foot, so he won't be there. So Joey's just put they have six first team. Yeah, he was telling me. So I'm very confident. I don't know a lot about them. I know they're not fantastic, but I know they're not absolute dire crap.
Lucas Bergvall said that Tottenham have to win the Europa League. Said, last year I decided to come here. Now I decide to stay here. It's a club with great ambitions, and I'm really enjoying playing for this amazing club. Bit of news about our transfers. Tottenham's management has invested 122 million in the club since 2001. Aston Villa's management has invested 600 million in the club since 2018. Wow. Wow. That is unreal. What a difference. Ben's right. Ange just made Solanke and Richarlison the same player. Does anyone know how much Bodø will have to pay in Postecoglou? How long did it for? 10 million, I think.
He gets 5 million in a year, and he's got a 4-year contract.
Yes, and he's done 2, so with 10 million, right?
Yeah.
But he'll probably negotiate that down to something else.
Yeah, but I think what happens is, Kate, they keep paying him until he gets another job. When he gets another job.
After this job, who the hell's going to employ him?
Of course he'll get another job.
Bloody hell, I wouldn't touch him with a bleeding barge pole. I'm just looking to see whether he's done a press conference or whether he's doing a press conference.
1:30. He's doing one at 1:30.
Alistair Gold has said that he's been watching the training today. There was no Son training today, so it looks unlikely that he'll play. No great loss. Then he said, before the players had come out, some of the Spurs content producing team was setting up an interview with former Tottenham defender Sebastian Bassong. Bloody hell. Perhaps he's going to get his boots on and all. after the drill, it says scary Romero. It says Madison and Johnson moved together. Bergvall and Kudu moved together in pairings, and it's crashed. But he's saying basically Romero looked really good in training, but I shall keep an eye out if any news comes out. But yeah, it looks like
let's be honest, Kate. We're a Premier League team, and they're not Icelandic, Norwegian, aren't they, or something?
Norwegian, yeah.
Yeah, we should be beating them. I'm very confident. It's not like it's Arsenal versus PSG, is it?
No.
Bodo Glimt.
Solanke needs to get consistent service, and that's not happened since he came. And to be honest, he hasn't been totally up to par since coming back from his injury. But I do feel the last 2 games he's been better. Yep, I agree. There's a good video about Bodo on Copa 90. We need to respect their spirit. That's the trouble. You mustn't ever underestimate these teams that you consider smaller, because they've got nothing to lose. They're going in as underdogs. So
there's giant killings every season, Kate.
Well, there's a lot of teams that we've been expected to beat, like Ipswich, like Leicester, and we've lost. So we need to be treating these guys with respect. However, I do expect us to win. Brad says the goals I've seen Solanke score are all in the box like Lineker, but he never plays in the box. He's played as a high midfielder for his defensive abilities because Ange's defence is so weak. This is what I mean. I don't think it's fair to judge judge Solanke playing under a coach like Postecoglou. I think we don't win the Europa League. His compensation goes down to 5 mil. If he won the Europa League, he would get a job in a heartbeat. Yeah, that's true. Son is no great loss, but Solanke's only scored 1 more goal in the league. Yes, but Joey, I understand what your argument is with him as a striker, but if you look at his all-round play and what he contributes to the team, I think you're being exceptionally harsh on Solanke. I really do.
The thing is, Joey, look, if you don't like a player, you don't like a player, and you don't like him, and that's no one's ever going to change your mind. So it's your prerogative not to like him. You know,
yeah, exactly.
He's not your type of player. But I see other things in him that I really like, and he has chipped in with goals this season. You know, on a terrible season. So imagine under a different coach with a few better players around him, different system, I think he could do really well.
After them not coming in with chirpy today. Just saying.
Well, if he did come in with chirpy, he's going to get a little bit of chirpy back.
We should be beating them like we should have won our 3rd FA Cup tie in 90 minutes comfortably. That's what I mean. That's why you can't disrespect the smaller teams. But yeah, let's judge Solanke under his other coaches. No, because he's not playing at Spurs. Like I say, Joey, it's not for me to try and persuade you to like him. I respect you don't think he's any good, and that's fine. I'm going to wait until he's played under a different coach before I fully judge him. But I like what he does for the team. He just needs to score more goals. But yeah, I don't think Ange gets a job in the Premier League, whatever. But I think
no chance. He'll never be in the Premier League again.
No, I agree.
Not unless he's in the Championship and brings them up, and they stick with him.
If we play Son and Solanke up top, I think both of them will do much better. Sonny is a 32-year-old. He's hugging the touchline all game. This manager is shit. Yeah. Think he had okay players at Liverpool and Chelsea. Daniel says, Paul G, anyone can get a job in a heartbeat, because if it's a crap job, I like Turkey or something, you could probably do that without even winning the Europa League, mate. People look at domestic form. I mean, our domestic form is... Ange wouldn't even get a job in Iceland, and I don't mean... Look, like I said, I think the key to tomorrow is we can't underestimate this team, because they've got absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. I think it's not worth really speaking about the next stage if we get through, because, you know, we could either be playing Man United, who we all know, tend to step up in finals and win the trophies even when they've been really shit, or we play the whole Atletico Bilbao, who are in their home country, so the home nation. So it's really, I think the final's completely different gravy, but I just want us to get to the final. Brad says, I really don't think Ange will ever work in Europe again. Joey says, some of us tried telling you we were called negative. Oh, Joey, don't be one of them. Don't be one of them that says, oh, we people now jumping on the bandwagon. They should be apologising to us. Fuck off. Don't be ridiculous. We only go by what we see. At the time, we was all thinking maybe you can turn it around. Doesn't matter when. This is what causes division in the fan base. Stupid comments like that. I'm sorry, but it does.
At the end of the day, when he came in, a lot of us backed him and stuck with him, and he did well at the beginning, right? We lost a few, and we still backed him. But there comes a stage where you can't back him no more. But
Exactly.
as Kate said, the people who say, "Well, we told you so," I mean, because anyone tells me something, don't mean it's always going to be true.
Of course it don't. And so what?
He's ended up a massive flop. And
They're
you
the
saw
same-
what we never saw, but that's it. You saw
thing
what
is,
we
they're the
never
same
saw.
people who are saying, come on, let's unite as a fan base and change for Tottenham. Well, don't tell me I need to apologise to you and that you told me this and you told me that
He
then.
never said you need to apologise, did he?
No, I'm just talking about generally the people that say, some of us tried telling you and we were called negative. Yeah. Matt says, first 20 minutes was a disgrace from both fans and the players. I still fully believe and am confident we win the next tie and go through. Partey back allows Rice and Miles Lewis-Skelly to drive a lot more with the ball, and PSG couldn't deal with that. 3-1 next week. Oh, that's a massive shout.
PSG? Because it won't be to Arsenal.
No, he's saying to Arsenal because he's saying away.
Oh, all right. Good
Managers get dogged and get sacked on domestic form. They don't get decided by winning European Cups. It would be funny if we win the Europa League and turn around and said, F the lot of you, I'm off. I think that's a good chance that he could do that.
Well, I think he's going to be put in a position, Kate. I think he's going to get put. They'll probably make him an offer, and tell him to resign. Because I cannot see him keeping him in any way whatsoever. And look, if anyone's got half a brain, if we keep him next season, our league form is going to be the same because he's proved he can't do it consistently, game in, game out in the league. He has done it consistently bad. But look, we've had a lucky run in the Europa League, and let's be honest, right? Let's be honest. We have been lucky in some of the games. We've been holding on for dear life. Some goals that were scored against us that were disallowed for whatever reason. We've had a lucky run in there, right? But look, at the end of the day, you need luck to win a trophy. I don't think anyone ever wins a trophy without getting the luck somewhere along the way.
Of course
But
not.
if we keep this guy, our form next season in the league is going to be the same because he's proved he can't do it.
At the end of the day, that Liverpool Champions League final that we got to, they had the luck because that was never a penalty, regardless of what. It's been said since then the rule was ridiculous. So, look, you do need an element of luck on your side.
Well, they changed the rule after that game.
I know. Matt says we go through 2-3 on aggregate. Paul says, what on earth did you watch yesterday to give you that much confidence? Kate, it's a match to be watched from behind the sofa like that. Here you go, Matt. What is that?
Waffles.
What are they? Oh, waffles. Never heard so much nonsense. I want an apology. I still haven't received my Kate and Jim perfect match commemorative chocolate donut. I'll have to get that sorted, Ben, for you. I'll have to get it sorted. Chat, you can laugh at me, but you weren't laughing when I said we'd beat Madrid home and away, and we did.
Well, you've lost to PSG at home, right? And I PSG are a different gravy. I you know what? If you win, if you beat them, I'll be the first one to come on here and say I was wrong. Well done. But I just can't see it. I just can't see it. But you beating them in their house.
Nor do
I
I.
can't.
I don't see it. I had Arsenal to win yesterday, 3-1, despite me thinking PSG are phenomenal. I just thought Arsenal's defence is so tight. They will maybe let in one goal, but they'll be bang up for it. I expect Declan Rice to perform out of his skin and probably score another set piece. But I mean, we can all be wrong at times.
What did I say to you, Kate? I couldn't believe the prediction you did because they're
I
just
know.
serial bottlers. They've got to the semi and they've bottled it again, and they're bottling it next week, and they're going to next season thinking they're going to win everything again, and they're bottling it again.
And as
That's
a
just what
woman,
they
I have
are.
to say, that getting to having a semi, it's not enough. Jose says, you guys are aware there's Premiership games tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We will either have a show tomorrow with the predictions, or I will get the predictions off Chang and Nick. It all depends. I'm waiting for an appointment, so it depends when it comes through. Oh no, that's tomorrow. It's Thursday. I'll get the predictions and send them through because we're on We Are Tottenham TV tomorrow, Jose. So I shall get all the predictions and send them over to you, and then decide if we do a show on Friday or not. It all depends when my appointment comes through. Brad says, I've got a question for both of you. What have Spurs fans learned in these 2 years? It might be too hard a question to ask. Me, for one, I've learned that Daniel Levy can back a manager if he wants to. And it really pisses me off that he chose to do it with the worst manager we've ever had, rather than with someone like Poch. We've learned that Ange Postecoglou cannot manage in the Premier League, no matter what. We've learned that our fan base is probably one of the most toxic fan bases in the whole of the world. And we've learned that sometimes when you hit rock bottom, you appreciate finishing 4th, 5th, 6th that little bit more. That's what I've learned. Jim, what have you learned about these last 2 years under Ange?
Well, I've learned that Levy hasn't got a clue about football because the managers he should have backed, he didn't back. Then he backs this manager and keeps him, and it's just been on free fall. I don't know what goes through Levy's head. I really don't. Really, just echoing what you say. But I mean, I'm a kind of a loss. I've said it on here, and I said it on We Are Tottenham TV. I'm a kind of at a loss with this season.
Yeah.
Our Angie's still in a job. All right. I'm at a total loss. How he's still in a job. And we're still, all of us, are still not sure what's going to happen because if he wins the Europa League, will he keep him? I don't know. I mean, I've seen people, right, quite big names saying, how do you sack him if he wins the Europa League? But I am absolutely convinced, right, I've learnt this, Brad. I'm absolutely convinced if we go into next season with Ange Postecoglou, our league form won't change because he won't change, right? So we're playing the same way, but the same way we're playing has actually got worse as the season's gone on. You know, we had a few good games where it worked, but I'm just at a loss with this season, Brad. I really am.
Do you know what? If we keep him next season, I think there is a distinct possibility we could get relegated because we've only been safe because there was 3 absolutely bloody diabolical teams below us. I can't even bear that. Do you know what? I honestly said this the other day. If we keep Ange next season, I don't know if I'd do this channel anymore because I don't think I could motivate myself enough to ever come on and talk about it. Is Vicario got a touch of butterfingers? Nothing works at the back. I think Vicario is suffering a bit with a crisis of confidence because the whole team is a bit crap at the minute. But I don't think the right move is to take him out. I think he just got to build it back up. I said I was more confident in getting the second leg rather than home because we don't have party in the first leg. Go on, Jim.
Sorry, Kate. Sorry. I was going to say it before you read that out. Confidence breeds confidence, and the whole team is lacking confidence. So that's going to go through to the goalkeeper, you know. But I mean, I don't understand. If you watch teams like Villa, right, who can play out from the back, when they're playing big teams, right? They don't play out from the back because they know that they're going to give themselves headaches. You know, we just consistently do it. When we played the other day against Liverpool, they keep playing out from the back. You can't play out from the back against Liverpool with our players. So we're just not learning, are we? As the season's gone on, we just haven't learned anything, you know, under this manager.
Yeah, I agree. They're talking between themselves. Second leg's going to be a cracking game. I just hope that PSG score 1 or 2 nice and early, and so you lot can start crying, because Arsenal tears taste sweeter than anything else in the world. All I know is, Matt, whatever way you try and twist it, Tottenham have a better chance of getting to a final than Arsenal this season. Yeah, I think that's probably fair, but at the end of the day, if we don't win it, it means shit to me, whether we get to a final or not. Unless we win it, I don't care. Me personally, me and Jim both said it, after the Liverpool game, I'd have just sacked Ange on the spot. I would literally have sacked him on the spot. That was diabolical. And I would have just said, no, I'm not even going to let you take the next semi-finals. You're gone, mate. And get in Ryan Mason, or Jim said get in Harry Redknapp, anyone. Just get that geezer out of the club.
That's what I would have done. I would have rung Harry Redknapp up and said to him, look, come and take us till the end of the season. And there's going to be people out there who think I'm absolutely mad, right? But I think that Harry Redknapp would organise us a lot better. He knows more. He knows so much about. He's probably forgot more than most people know. Harry Redknapp, I would have got him in just to take the end of the season and shore us up and give them a bit of confidence. But I look, I looked at the teams we've got in the league, I can't see where the next point's coming from, if you want to know the truth.
No, it's not easy. Get Kate in to be the manager. Yeah, I'll sort him right out. How far before the Liverpool game do you think he should have been sacked? Well, I think he should have been sacked before then, but I can't tell you exactly when I changed my mind. Going out the cups is when I said enough's enough. The way we limped out the cups. But my point was, when that Liverpool game was so embarrassing, I would have had to have said to him, do you know what, don't bother coming in. Don't come back.
I think that look, there's a number of times he could have been sacked. Right, we went on a spell where we lost, I think it was 4 in a row, and Leicester was in amongst that. I think that I would have probably. Well, there was a few games I'm thinking. I said to you, Kate, we're going to wake up. He's going to be sacked.
I know, but going out of the cups in 2 cups in a week, limping out of them pathetically. Nah, not for me. He should have gone. Did you see Saka's agreed his new contract? That's massive, considering we've got it done before the summer. Well, I'm sorry, but Saka shows to me all Harry Kane ever got accused of was having no ambition. But that shows me Saka's got no ambition, because he could go to a much better team than Arsenal and win loads of trophies. And he's committing his future to a team that bottle it every year. What can I say? Controversially, El Dante says they never want Redknapp back.
Yeah, I just said I wouldn't want him back for good, just to take us till the end of the season. And what's Matt saying, that they're going in for Harry Redknapp, for Harry Kane?
Where's he said that?
Did he say that?
No.
Oh, sorry. That's what I thought you said.
No, Harry was superb, but Baldy had it in for him. That was Harry Redknapp. And he's saying now that Harry Redknapp signed a long-term deal with TalkSport.
Oh, sorry.
Daniel says, I agree with Kate. If you ain't winning it, I don't give a shit. I just want these Arsenal fans to get a bit of realism in them. They've been saying to Spurs fans, don't underestimate Bodo, whilst they're underestimating PSG. Exactly. I'd love to see Kate on Ange's bench on the touchline screaming at players in their faces. They would get screamed at as well. Tell him to pull their bleeding socks up. I know he's only 23, but he still could go anywhere. Hashtag Arsey. Yeah. Arsenal are more Spursy than Spurs half the time. This time next year, I fully expect Sky Sports to ask, does Saka have to leave Arsenal to win trophies? Yeah, they've asked it 1,000 times before. And it's going to be the same answer. Yes, he does. El Dante, Harry got us into the Champions League. Did you forget that? Look at the form we had last 4 months of Redknapp. It wasn't good enough. There's so much happening off field, so I don't want him back at the club. I like some.
What F Harry Redknapp was that he wanted the England job, and when he was at
Yeah.
Spurs, and they knew that, and it kind of made them clash, didn't it? And he never got the job again anyway. So
Ange Postecoglou has just been asked about Sonny, and he has said that he will not feature tomorrow night. He's still separate from the group, but hopefully we will get him back soon. So Son is out for the first leg of Bodo Glimt. No real loss. Saka should go to City. He should go somewhere where he's going to win something. Yeah, they're not getting relegated. That'd be ridiculous. Nothing will happen to City. We all know it won't. Arsenal fans were telling me PSG is shit. Villa got at them, so it must mean Arsenal are battering them. Timber and Miles Lewis-Skelly were meant to be locking up Kravat. I can't say his name, Kvaratskhelia or something. And Desiree Doué last night was fantastic. It really was. It was beautiful. Beautiful to watch. And almost got us into Champions League too. Yeah, exactly. And he's shit. So, Sonny not turning up for my birthday. How selfish. I take it you're going to be going to the game, Benji. I've got one eye on this press conference because they're bringing up news.
yeah, he's doing it now.
Yeah, I'm going to just keep my finger on the pulse. Vitinha and Neves had Arsenal's midfield doing cross country. He's another one who should have scored. Neves, he just went wide of the post, didn't he? He had that open goal, crossed it. Raya was nowhere. I mean, Jim, we were saying the other day, Raya's kind of looked a little bit shaky the last few games.
Yes, he has. Yeah, he was. He done a really, really good save last night. That one down to his right. He must have seen that late, but it was a brilliant save. But he has been a bit shaky, yeah.
Big up, Danny Kiriakou. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Can't see any difference in my forehead yet. I had Botox on Monday for the first time. 8 injections, but it takes a week to kick in. So I can't wait to feel glam. It's not quite there yet. I asked her if she could do it all over the different places, and she was like, I can't do it there or there. So, but yeah, my forehead. Can we respect on Conte's name winning the league with Napoli in his first season after losing to 2 best players on a much smaller budget? Yeah, well done. Still can't stick the geezer, even though what he said was true.
Conte Cam was the best part of when he was at Tottenham. Conte Cam was brilliant.
That's what I like to see. It's like Luis Enrique last night. He's so animated on that touchline. Yeah. It annoys me to this day that Arteta spent the whole 90 minutes out of his technical area. Why the frigging frig is that allowed? He never, ever, ever stays within his technical area. And half the time he's just wandering. He's not doing anything. It's just like he likes the fact that he can break the rules. It really pisses me off.
Yeah.
And his press conference a waste of time. Last season, and could if we win the Europa League, and I can't stand Ange, wanted him out around October. I respect people. They can support their club however they want. I've always said that, but I literally find it incredible there's still people that want Ange to stay. I just have no words. I mean, Jim, you said something about it in our video. I don't know how they can still want him there.
It just doesn't make sense to me, because even if he wins Europa League, the league form, I mean, I saw one thing on YouTube or on X, and it kind of brings everything realization. It had Leicester, right, about 6 or 7 games lost, then they had a win, then they had about 6 or 7 game loss, and in all the games they lost, they hadn't scored. And the middle game they won was us, and they'd scored 2 goals. And I thought, well, that just says it all, you know. And I can't, for the life of me. It makes no difference if they want him in or out. What's going to happen is going to happen. But I just can't, for the life of me, understand why people would want him to stay. with what's happened this season. And I said on our video, we done the short video. I've been supporting Tottenham for 50, 55 years. I've been watching them, right? Watching Tottenham, and I can't remember a season that has brought me down as much as this season. Even if we win the Europa League, right, which would be fantastic, and he will get all the accolades that he deserves for winning that, right? And if we've had luck on the way or not, you still got to turn around and say the man won us the Europa League. But the league is our bread and butter, and our league form is diabolical and never looks to me like it's getting better. It's we've got to a stage where every game you go in there and you think we're going to lose. Yeah. It's just the way it is now, you know. And I'm very optimistic, and I always say we're going to win. But then it kicks off, and you start watching them, and you start thinking, "Oh, here we go again." And then we can't keep having that as Spurs fans. It's not fair. And I said, you know, I spend a lot of money on Tottenham, not going to games. I mean, we go to a few games, but on merchandise, I spend a fortune. Our house is covered in Tottenham stuff. I've got a wardrobe full of their shirts. But think of the people that buy tickets home and away. You know, people that go abroad to watch them. They go up to Liverpool. Imagine the ones who paid to go to Liverpool. What a day out that is! How much it costs them. You know, it must cost them near enough half a week's wages just to go to a football match away now. If they got to stay in a hotel and with fuel or train tickets, it costs them a fortune, and they don't deserve that.
No. Big up, Aaron. Lovely to see you. Says, big up, Kate and Jimbo. Hope you're both good. Massive game tomorrow. We need to win by at least 2 goals for me to feel satisfied. That's exactly what I said at the start of the stream. It's got to be by at least 2. Postecoglou was asked on what he learned from his Celtic games against Bodo Glimt, and he said, same manager, similar style of play when we played them with Celtic. Our season got off to a slow start, but by then we were playing good football. The atmosphere at Celtic Park is incredible, and they had just beat Roma. They won't be fazed by anything that comes tomorrow. The away game will be tricky as well. Bloody hell, someone just rang me. I don't know who it was. The away game will be tricky as well, as we will be playing on an artificial surface in different conditions. And then they asked him about the players' fitness, and he put, I think we're in a good place. Looking at the output of players, we've got some good minutes into players who needed it and managed the minutes of others. Players like Romero and Van der Ven have missed so much of this season. It's not just about getting back, but how you manage when they come back. Solanke played 60 minutes, Madders 45, so they're all in a good place physically. Good news. I didn't see Arsenal's TIFO last night. We turned it on just as they were kicking off because I couldn't bear to hear them waffle on about the Gooners beforehand. So we literally turned it on just as they were going to start. So I don't know what that is. Ryan, you need to get your manager on the phone working on his Portuguese connections, mate. We seem to be going for Brazilians these days. Corey Boy says, get this fraud out of the club. Finish the season with over 20 losses and not relegated is a miracle.
Yeah, it is.
Said it when Ange signed, I didn't want him. I didn't want him. Loads of people didn't want him. But then he started and we all went, oh, actually, this geezer looks all right. But now we know. I'm just looking at the TIFO from last night that Ben's just sent. Are you joking?
What?
Well, that cannon. That's obscene. How crap it is. But then again, Ben, it's to tie in with their new trophy that's coming to the Emirates as well to celebrate their 3P of finishing second in the league 3 years in a row. Not my favourite statue I've ever seen, but I think it sums up Arsenal perfectly. The only thing missing is a plastic bottle, but, you know, it is what it is. Where are we? I've lost the chat. The Tottenham coach says Bodo are there on merit. They beat Lazio, Olympiacos. They're tough teams. I'm from the other side of the world. It don't matter where you're from. We're going to treat them with the respect they deserve and give our best. Okay. You should batter them. They have so many key players out. Yeah, I know. I agree. I was a bit sceptical about. Oh, sorry, they're talking to each other. Bodo smashed Celtic at Celtic Park. Wow. Playing on an artificial pitch with an artificial manager, we've got no chance. Even if Ange somehow wins the Europa League by more luck than judgment, get this clown out of our club. Archer, we said the same thing. And Jimbo actually said in the video, if we win it, it will be by luck more than anything.
Well, I think we've been lucky to get where we are, Kate. But as I said, look, I won't take nothing away from him if we win it, because you need luck on the way in any competition. So if he wins it, I'll take my hat off to him for winning it. And I'll be more than happy with the trophy. But our league form is so bad, we can't go into next season. If we go into next season with Ange Postecoglou, right, I would say it's going to be 80 or 90% of this fan base will be on a downer. There is that 10% that's still on him and like him and got trust in him.
Jim, do you remember Mackay and Graham Roberts?
Yeah.
Men who would not accept finishing the thing.
Season ticket when Roberts was playing. It's a different. They didn't play for money then, Big Pants, did they? They played for this. It was all about this, the money they was earning. It didn't come into it. They played for the badge, which they don't do now in a lot of clubs.
That is the worst tifo or whatever that is I've ever seen in my entire frigging life. The statue is far better. That's all I'm saying. Dembele has a hamstring injury confirmed by French media. Oh wow, they have got plenty of depth though. It is like any year previous to the bigger teams dropped into Europa League, didn't they? Imagine this team playing then. We would have been out months ago. Oh, my God, Can you imagine? Big up, Paige. Good to see you, my lovely. Hope you're well. How are you feeling about the Man United tie? Let us know. Arsenal bottled having a good tifo and also bottled having a good performance on the pitch. Just a huge L all round for Arsenal last night then. Big up. Yeah. And like I say, there's the Arsenal one. Like I say, we've also got the new Arsenal mascot, Groundhog Day, the groundhog called Segundo, Spanish for second. Look at his little face, look. Please take me to a club that might win something. Don't leave me here at Arsenal, they're all bottlers. That's what he said. Fingers crossed like the two previous rounds, yeah. I think we'll all be watching from behind the sofas. Even if we went 2-3-0 up, I'd still be watching behind the sofa tomorrow night. But we are Tottenham TV tomorrow live at 6:30. We've got me, Jimbo, we've got Jose from El Tel Cockerel, and we've got George from Durag Diaries as well to pump everyone up before kickoff. Oh, excuse me. Be interesting to see what team. Why haven't you been on Spurs match reactions? Do you want to know the truth, Matt? The one against Liverpool, they didn't want Spurs fans on, which is fine because they ruled about Liverpool, which they should have been because they won the league. Other times it's just so late, and I'm not a very good sleeper, and I get the best of my sleep when I first go to sleep and then in the morning. So sometimes I'm just too exhausted because of my fibro. I'm just too exhausted to go on. But I'm sure they'll ask me to go on tomorrow. But it just depends. The Nottingham Forest game, for instance, I think it was Nottingham Forest or one of them, I didn't even watch it all. And I feel a bit of a fraud if I go on when I haven't watched it all. But I get so pissed off, I turn it off. Joey says, just been told some good news. Donna Cullen is getting booted out. Oh, that would be good. That will be good. Ange was asked whether he'll lose his top in Bodo Glimt as Mourinho did. And he said, I'm a little bit different to Jose. Well, yes, you are, because he's a serial winner. That's the kind of results they've had, and it shows you've got to respect them. That's not a one-off either. There we go. Arsenal's first Champions League semi-final in how many years? And that's the tifo they come up with. And it's not even banter. That is genuine. Like, that is pathetic. It is. Yeah, fair enough. I've started work a month ago, but I just can't get on for midweek games because I need to be in bed by 11. It's just too much. I really struggle with my sleep. I've got fibro too. I have to take ibuprofen. I can't take that because I get acid reflux, but I take codeine and, oh God, so many different drugs. But yeah, a lot of the time I'm exhausted. And when I'm exhausted, I literally have to go to lay my head down and close my eyes. I can't physically, because part of fibro is chronic fatigue syndrome. So that's why I haven't really been on lately. Apparently they're missing 6 key players. I don't know. It keeps going up. I was told 3, then 4, then 5, and now 6. So I don't know. Angus is coming in with a cry. Why do you care about our TIFO? Just concentrate on your library. Oh my God, don't even go on about our atmosphere when yours has been absolutely slated. You can't even get up for a semi-final of the Champions League. Your atmosphere, fans were ringing up yesterday, Arsenal fans, saying the atmosphere was a disgrace. And you wonder why you're called the empty crates. Angus, please don't even go there, mate. Please don't even go there. More on Bodo. Missing Patrick Berg's a huge loss for them, but I think it's always been more about what they do as a team rather than individuals. They've sold a lot of players over the past 5 years, but they've kept doing well. That's what Ange said. See you later, Matt. Take care. Yeah, I know. Woken Angus up with Groundhog Day. Ours is still better than yours. Oh my God, Angus, please.
Oh dear, I can't wait till next week, Angus, when you go out. You got to
At
come
least
in
when
here.
Exactly, the atmosphere. Do you know what they were saying on the Talk Sport? For Arsenal to be considered an elite, they've got to emulate what Spurs did against Ajax, and the atmosphere at that game was phenomenal. And last night, you conceded a goal after 3-4 minutes. You couldn't hear another Arsenal fan after that. Mikel Arteta constantly doing this. The other players, Trossard, constantly trying to get the players up. It's embarrassing. That's why it's called. You had Highbury, the library, and now you've got the empty crates. Literally no atmosphere at all.
They were ringing in TalkSport after the game saying the atmosphere was just
embarrassing.
Non-existent. Well, they said all they could hear was the French singing.
You don't want to emulate us, lot. Well, that means you don't want to get to the final and win it, because we got to the final and lost. So to emulate us, you've got to get to the final and win. And sometimes think before you speak, because that doesn't make sense. But anyway, we've spoken up about Arsenal today, I think. But look, Jim, tomorrow night, massive game.
Go on. Can I just say, I think that Arsenal, right, should get rid of their cannon, right, and they should have a chicken.
Well, we've got a chicken.
Well, they should have a chicken or a bottle as their.
I think a bottle.
Yeah.
I think a laying down bottle, and then if they do win something, they could have it squirting out as though they've got really excited. But when they don't win anything, they can just have the lid on. That's what I would have.
It's a bit of a fraud for them to have a cannon, isn't it?
Yeah, because they don't shoot anything. They're probably shooting blanks. Big up, James Flower. Good to see you. Jesse says, atmosphere, your Arsenal players were trying to cheer the crowd up in the biggest game of your season. Not only the biggest game of their season, their biggest game ever at the empty crates. They should have an arse, yeah, a big fat arse. They can have a mould of my arse because it's massive, and they can have that.
Massive. They can have a donkey.
They used to have one, didn't they, called Tony Adams. But Jimbo, tomorrow night, biggest game of our season. Everything hinges on it. What do you think the score is going to be?
4-0. We're going to take a 4-0. We're going to take a 4-0 to their gaff.
And who scores the goals?
It's hard to say because we don't know who's playing. But I think Solanke will play. I think he'll get a goal. I think Johnson will get one. Bergvall, I think, will get one because he signed his new contract. And either Madders or Kulu, one of them two.
Wow, 4-0. Bodo will win 1-0, says Shem. I'm going for Tottenham 4, Bodo 2. I'm going for a 2-goal win. Yeah, same as Ben. I'm going for a 2-goal difference, but I think we can't keep a clean sheet, I don't think. And I think they'll score a couple, but I think we'll have enough. And I'm going for Kulu to get a couple tomorrow, Brennan to get one, and Solanke to get one. 3-1 Tottenham, says Ryan G. Like it. 3-0 Spurs, says Paul G. I like it. 3-1 Spurs, says Archer. I like it. Jesse saying 4-1 Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. I like it. I like the positivity. I like it. Apart from Shem, you're in detention, Shem, for being negative. Very naughty. 1-1 says Paige. Oh, that's not nice. Can't cope with that. Oh no, we've got Shea saying 2-1 to Bodo. Corey, because they're in Tottenham chats bantering, that's what bantering is. You throw a little bit back. Yeah, we know we're shit, but still don't change the fact that Arsenal lost. Exactly. Oh, 2-0 Bodo. No way. No way they're coming to our house and beating us 2-0. No bloody way. I'm going 4-2. Jim's going 4-0. Make sure you join us tomorrow at 6:30 on We Are Tottenham TV for the Pump Up Show, where we will be looking at the teams, etc., etc. Ben, I have done a redirect to you. I see you're doing a show on, I think you're doing it on the game, actually, if I remember rightly. Jim, anything else you want to say before we go and have something to eat?
No, just get behind the boys tomorrow. I expect us to have a good win at home tomorrow, only because they've got so many. The people have told me that know about them that they've got so many big players out that it's going to really affect them. So if they'd have had their full squad, I wouldn't have gone for that score. So and just remember, Arsenal always bottle it.
Look, we can't even beat Wolves, but we beat City. We beat Man United 3 times. Yes. You can't do that. It's different strokes, different folks, different games, different times, different things to play for. Think positive, put positivity out to the atmosphere, manifest a win. We're doing a show on the game to have a fun show on my birthday tomorrow. Ah, yeah, birthday party show. Thanks for the invite, Benji. That's sarcastic because we didn't get an invite, I'm just saying. Give me a Spurs United final. No, I don't know what I want. I just want to get to the final, actually. I'll take whoever we get. Kate, we were talking about a team that has shown up and played better teams than us. All I'm going to manifest is a kebab. Big up Leo. He's also going for a Spurs win. That's what we like to see. Yous aren't beating United in the final anyway. Probably not. But let's cross that bridge when we come to it. I can see us beating Bodo over 2 legs, but not a final against either Bilbao or United. Still have time to send out invites, Auntie Kate. No need to rush. I'm only joking, Ben. I'm only joking. But yes, and stay where you are. You will be redirected to Ben's stream. He's also going to be talking about Bodo Glimt in about 5 minutes' time. As I said, join us tomorrow on We Are Tottenham TV. Corey, what's wrong with Wolves? There's more informed teams in the league. Show a bit more respect to Wolves. Yeah, exactly. Angus still saying that the atmosphere at the empty crates is better than Tottenham. I can't stand it. I refuse to listen. At the end of the day, everything hinges on tomorrow and next week. I don't dare think of us not winning, and I'm trying to manifest good things. But Jim, I shall. Before I go, massive respect and thank you to El Dante, who's been a member for 11 months. Paul G has been a member for 13 months. There will be a members giveaway at the end of May. So if you are a member, you'll be automatically entered into that to win a signed something or another from Spurs, hand signed. I would say the favourites. And big up to Benny, who's been a member for 18 months, one of our first members. I would say the favourites are Atletico Bilbao because they're the home nation, but it's I think it is a really tight sort of 4. Anyone could win it. I'm more of a football fan than a Let's Hate the Gunners fan. I'm a Brighton lad and hate Palace more than the Gunners, not just, oh my God. But yeah, Jimbo, I shall let you show. God, I can't speak. It's because I'm hungry. I will Ledley King. I will let you end the show as only you can.
Well, look, you know, everybody's expecting us not to win because of the manager, what we've seen this season. But the boys will be up for it, and we will go out there and we will win tomorrow. I'm convinced of that. I've got no qualms about it, that we will take a good lead back to Bilbo Baggins' land. And it's just like it's going to be quite ironic that we win and we go through to the final, and Arsenal will lose and be bottlers again. Come on, you Spurs.
Giving opinions with no regret, smashing the top bins like in the onion net. Talking the talk with Kate and Jim, and walking the walk, just listen in. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mix and transfer news, it's what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin, while Kate's Nikki has a name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like Lenny, stop robbing, or she's just flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match.